You can find skills on the internet. So if you want that, you can do that. Again, I still recommend you find your own, turn your tasks, your playbooks, your IP into a skill, but you can find other skills. One thing, when you start looking online, you'll find there's marketplaces where people are selling their skills, which was the thing that really got me kind of curious about what we're going to talk about today. Was I will talk about this creator economy, this economy of building agents. And so I just want to again suggest, well, some of the people are watching the summit, to, especially if you're like focused in a certain niche, if you're focusing on med spas or you're focused on plumbing or roofing, if you're in a niche, it might be beneficial for you to package. Imagine like people would package prompts. You can package skills, but again, but the language is different because skills empower agents. So really what you're going to end up creating, so your package or offers could be like again, a roofing agent, and he's got 7 different skills or 10 different skills, or you got this content marketing agent for coaches, or maybe it's a personal development coach. So it's an interesting, I don't know, evolution of what people are selling now. And that's kind of the thing that I think is going to be unique, that if you can create the skills, package them together in an agent, you can possibly monetize or sell your agents to people who might want to, again, they don't want to buy a prompt or a prompt. Again, sometimes you can find thousands or hundreds of prompts, but you can kind of connect your agent, again, your skills to an agent. And that's the kind of thing that I think is an opportunity for those who are looking to be early in what they're doing. And I think the last thing again, I think my thing is done, so still running, creating a mastermind briefing for March 2026. So I mentioned earlier that it's kind of slow. So that is, yeah, that's kind of the, again, you can call it a con, or that's why you would put some of these skills or these flows on a schedule where you can, maybe you can run them at night. So when you wake up in the morning, you've got all the work done for you. So when you sit down at your office or your computer, the agent was running while you slept. And so it's got things ready for you, prepared for whatever it is that you're trying to tackle.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
No, I love
uh,
this. You did say that you are trying to put together 3 new skills a week. If someone was a content creator, what are some examples of things that they could put together to just have automated running in the background, like, as you said, while you're sleeping, it could be doing XYZ. What are some of those that content creators could create?
Yeah, like I said, I think the first step is always like I call it a scout, an agent that's or an agent or a skill that does research for you. So I do think depending on your topics, your people you follow, your email newsletter, you could have an agent check your email for you, look out and research things for you to generate ideas. Number two is going to be right taking those ideas, right, and drafting them, as you said earlier, into whether it's tweets, whether it's threads, whether it's different types of content. One of my agents is a content repurposer. So it's trained to, it understands my voice and it takes content that I find and repurpose it for LinkedIn or Facebook, YouTube captions or videos. So there's kind of that repurposing, packaging, creating content in that sense. The next thing is again, it kind of, again, when you get into this, I mentioned the connectors, the fact that Claude was connecting to ClickUp, and I mentioned it can also collect to Gmail or your calendar. To me, I do again, I spend a lot more time on the administrative side of things. I don't know. I kind of like the creative part. So I delegate some things to AI, but also I just want to do it myself. So, but I have AI that prepares me for every meeting. So before meetings come, whatever I need to do, again, it can go through my CRM, find out clients' information, remind me what was I supposed to be doing. So those are those kind of agents or skills that can follow those workflows. Again, think of outreach and sales, right? I've got skills that will go out and do research on speaking opportunities here in Phoenix. And every Monday, I get a report of a list of speaking opportunities of local events. So that's one. And then I have another one that does outreach. So its input is going to be an email address and a speaking event. And its output is going to be just send them a Gmail, an invitation or an introduction to me and what I do. So again, like you think about this summit, when it comes to online networking, things like that, you can have agents that'll just do networking for you, connect you to other people. One unique thing about Claude, because it's kind of smart and it's really good at, Claude is good at two things. One is writing, and two is software. So I was just watching someone online who was saying they created a Chrome plugin with Claude Code to follow Facebook groups and monitor when keywords were being said, the things that he was looking for. So that's another thing with AI. The limiting factor is simply our imagination. And so I just want to kind of just share that random thing. is that if that's something that you do, if you go to LinkedIn, if you go to other websites, if you go to Facebook groups, you go to school groups, you could probably create a skill that would every morning or before you wake up, go to school, log into 3, 4, 5, 6 different school groups, and then you can actually, I actually want to show you that if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah, because one of the things that Claude Code does is that it can open up Google Chrome and it can go to websites. And so actually, we will go ahead and go to customize, skills, hit the plus symbol, create a skill. All I want to say is that let's can you go to school.com, log into all my communities and check for any messages, DMs to me, and check the feed for any new messages on what could we talk about? I don't know, speaking events. So this is something, and just like with other AIs, the model you use, I mentioned there's Sonnet, there's Opus, there's for Claude, there's these three models. In ChatGPT, you'd have like, I don't know what the numbers are, 5.3, 5.4. There's instant, and then there's thinking. So I'm going to go ahead and use Opus, which is the most intelligent version. And so it should, I just want to see how it plans. But this kind of things that anybody could do, whatever website different people go to, you go to Pinterest, go to any site. So this skill is going to need to open up my computer browser in order to do it. But right now, we're just creating the skill. So again, I'm letting it do the thinking, let it come up to what it's going to come to see. Let me invoke the skill creator and head over to school.com to check your DMs and the speaking event feed. I've got the skill.
If you want to watch the entire episode, click here. And if you want to watch more episodes like this, click here.